Hello, welcome to the Lululoves Crochet Podcast, episode 23. My name is Emma and this is my podcast all about crochet and crafts and books and anything else I've been enjoying really. I hope you're all well. I think the last time I podcast must have been just before the Easter holidays. So we had a lovely 2 weeks off and just trying to get back into it really, but we've had lots of bank holidays and they just sort of thrown me, so slowly getting there. So I'll get straight on. I don't have I feel like I say this every episode, I don't have too much to share, but I have a few things, mostly small things, because I'm still doing a lot of work, crochet work that I can't share at the moment, so that's not very good for a podcast, is it? But I'll show you a few things that I have been working on. The first is this mandala. This is by Louisa of the Fibre Lounge. I will put all the details, if not below, they will definitely all be in the show notes, which will be on my blog. So Louisa from the Fibre Lounge is running a mandala along. This is called the Love Yourself mandala, and for every copy of the pattern bought, she is donating £1 to the Mental Health Foundation, which is an amazing cause, and I think that's happening throughout the month of May. And she's also, for every 5 patterns sold, she's putting one aside to give to someone if they feel they can't afford to join in right now, but they would like to. So that's also really good. So I'll see if I can get a bit closer. So I've worked mine up. Mine's big because I really wanted to use those. They were the itchy balls that I bought from Ravelry. I do this every time, Unravel. They're really woolly and scratchy, and I was waiting really for something to use them for, but I really like the colours. So, and I've added a few sparkly threads to certain places. So there you go. So that's the first item. I enjoyed making that. That was a really quick make. The pattern's got lots of photos, so no trouble with that. So that's the first one. The second one, and these are in no order. Now, I don't think I showed this last time, and it is unfinished, so I guess it should go in the work in progress part really. But this mandala, this beautiful one, is by Hattie of Petal Shed. She's on Instagram. She has the most beautiful Instagram feed, and I met her again at when I went to Unravel. So that one's really pretty as well. I think I've run out of this thread, but I've got an extra row or two to do on that one. But that's beautiful. I love that. And if you do have a look at Hattie's feed, she just uses the prettiest spring-like colours, lots of pinks and greens and yellows. So if you like that, definitely check out her feed if you haven't already. I'm sure you're already aware of it. I think this is a free pattern, this one. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'll put the links below. And for all these mandalas, I've just been using scraps. And again, I've worked this one up in Aran yarn, so it's coming up bigger than it should be. But I love that. I actually really love these colours. I think they give it a real sort of 70s look. So there's another one. So I'm slowly building up my collection of mandalas, and they're perfect for me at the moment because I don't have the headspace to take on anything too big. So they're great. And the other mandala I made, I think I told you that I was going to buy this book. This is Mandalas to Crochet by Hafna Linson. So I ordered it on Amazon. So now I have my own copy, and because I'd found that mandala on Pinterest, and it turned out it had come from this book. Was it called the Seashell Mandala? I can't remember. It's in his, oh yeah, there it is. So this one's got some edging on. So that's the one I had made in the last episode. Really enjoyed making that. So actually all these mandalas are beautiful. Some lovely like vintagey ones. Such a beautiful book, and I really enjoy her use of colour as well. It's another pretty one. So I decided to make this one. This is the first one. Oh, even that, look at that. That's beautiful. Can you see the stitches in that? Gorgeous. So the first one I decided to make that was, I can't find it now. Here it is. It's called The Field of Wild Flowers. There you go. That's beautiful. And I really liked that these flowers, you know, they're made individually and then they're joined. I just thought that was really different. So I also really liked the blues that she had used in hers. So I went back through my yarns and look at this. Isn't that the prettiest mandala? Let's see how close I can get. Beautiful. I absolutely love it. So like I said, the flowers are made separately and joined, and I've tried to use a variety of blue shades there. I think I was just using Paint Box. I've made this one up in DK yarn, and then that sort of almost like mild yarn there is this. It's called King Cole Vogue Double Knitting, 100% cotton. There you go, it looks like that. So I had this already in my stash and I thought it would work out really well. I really like the way it looked in those flowers. So that's lovely, and I've been working away on my notice board, so this one's definitely going to make the cut up there. I've just got a load of vintage doilies that I tried to stick on first of all with tape, but I've actually had to use the pins to stick them up. So and then I can add all my photos and that to that, so I've been enjoying pottering away at that. So there we go, those are all the mandalas I finished. I think that's probably it for finished objects. We'll move into works in progress, one of which is a finished object. So that's a bit confusing, isn't it? So this is a design that I'm working on for the blog. So the pattern will be available soon. I was hoping it would have been up already really, but I just haven't had the time. The written pattern's been tested, but I was having some troubles with the graph, the charting. When I did the boho bunting, you know, because it's such a small little pattern, I did a hand-drawn chart on my with my digital pen, and that worked fine, I think. But when I tried to draw this one out, it ended up looking so messy. So I had to call on my husband, who looked at it and said, "Oh, I can do that in InDesign, that won't take 5 minutes." But we've been sort of working on it together, and it's taken longer because, you know, I've never charted graphs like that before, so it's all a bit new. Anyway, this is the pattern I'm talking about. So this is a star popcorn cushion cover. I've used some variegated yarn on this one here, and someone mentioned that they look like ice cream cones. I think they do. There we go. So pretty. I really enjoyed this pattern, and it was one of those patterns that, you know, the idea came to me one night and I started working away. You can see I just grabbed what yarn I could, and I think this this yarn I used for, I made that snowman over Christmas. I had to buy a ball of yarn just to do his nose. So I was working it up sort of in my head, really. I just really loved it. So I've made the cushion. Now the other thing is I've left a big tail of this one because I've got to unseam it and add a zip. So I've bought some zippers to do this because I know it's annoying when you can't, when you can't get your covers off. So I've got to attach a zipper to this, so that will be part of the pattern as well. So hopefully that will be done soon, but the chart's done now, but I need to actually finish the cushions. So I've been working on lots of different colours. So here's another one. I love this. Look at those two colours together. So I've worked this one up in cotton DK. There we go. And I'm changing colours for the popcorns, just so you really can see that pattern pop. I love that. So, and then I've done a back for that. So they're waiting for a zipper. And because I'm putting off, the doorbell, just a minute. Now, what was I saying? Now I was saying that I'm putting off sewing in those zippers. So I've started another one in all wine because you can't see the star really with that one. And I don't know about you, but when this is obviously for me inspired by these lovely vintage cushions. So I have to do one in white. It's mandatory. So I'm working on a white one, but I will sew the zippers in. And the pattern, like I said, the pattern is written up. I just need to finish the cushions and do some photography for that. So that one will be up soon. And I hope you like it. I mean, I love it, so that's all that matters. Now, what else am I working on? I also showed you this book by Vicky Brown last time, and I told you that I was going to make the mulled wine socks, and I had that really lovely Easter egg yarn. What's it called? I can't remember. It's in here. Let me get them out. So that was the yarn. I don't want to pull my stitches. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? That's gorgeous. So I have started, but I've only got half of one sock, so don't get too excited. I did start these before Easter, and I've since moved on to other projects, but anyway, that's what I've got. Oh, there we go. That's what I've got so far. And you can just see those lovely eyelets coming through on the sock, look. Beautiful. And then on the back of the sock, let me get rid of this. On the back of the sock, she's used these cross trebles. No, cross trebles are on the front. They're linked. Why is that not focusing? Linked treble stitches. I've never worked a linked treble stitch before, and yeah, it was so easy to get the hang of, but I really like the effect because it basically gets rid of all those the gaps you often get between treble stitches. So there we go, I've got that much of a sock. I've still got a lot of sock to do before I even get to the heel. And I'm working, I think it said a 3.25, I'm working with a 3mm, that's what I managed to get gauge with. I think I think I had to work slightly bigger sock size than I normally, or that's not true. I didn't trust the pattern, if I'm honest, because I worked the toe up and it looked like it was tiny. So I went to the next size up for the toe, and now I feel like my toe's too big. So there you go, trust the designer. But they're really lovely, and I really want to finish them, but I also wish that I had wound that ball into 2, because I find with socks I like to work them both together at the same time. So I like to work one up to the heel, the other up to the heel, then do both the heels, and then finish them. I just find that although it takes, you know, it feels like it takes longer, I feel that way works better for me, because I get quite bored. And once I've done one sock, I'm not that inclined to start another. So, but I'm gonna do it because I really want to use that and wear that. What else am I working on? I've got in this bag here. This is that bag that I got from Hobbycraft. I think it was about £5. So it's one of my favourites. I really love it because it's just really thick canvas and it's got all the pockets. Anyway, in here I've got a load of, this camera just tracks to my face. I've got a load of Sunburst granny squares. Oh, here we go, they look like this. Beautiful, I love that. I really wanted to do one in a solid colour. I've used these before for baby blankets and done them with different colours, but I really wanted a solid square. So I've got quite a few, and I've got them all dotted around the house because I had a ton of this wool. This is Drops Puma Natural Mix. It's soft and warm in superfine alpaca. I think it's a DK. It's recommending a 4mm hook. But look at that yarn. It's absolutely beautiful. And you know, it's alpaca, so it's so soft. I don't think it's quite as soft as the what's this? This is the other one I like from Drops. This is just Drops Alpaca. This one's a 4-ply. I've made a few shawls with this yarn. I made my granny square, my granny triangle shawl with it, and I also made Sandra's, I think it was the Victoria shawl with it. It's so soft. I can wear this as a scarf, no problem. And this one, I feel I would have no problem wearing as a shawl either. A little bit, I suppose maybe because the yarn's thicker, because I think it's 100%, I think it's 100% alpaca as well. Yeah, it is. I just love the colour. This is what says colour 04. Anyway, I think I've got maybe a jumper's worth in there, but I'm not ready to make another jumper yet. I also found some other shades, so I'm wondering if I'd bought it for a pattern and I've never got round to doing it. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I bought it for really. Maybe I just liked the colours. So my plan for these is I really want to make well, cushion covers, but pillow covers, you know. I mean, you're probably not going to be able to sleep on them. I have this idea in my head and I really want to do it. So I started to join them. I've already started to pull them off. I started to join them in the back loops. I'm not happy with that, so I think I'm going to unwind them and just add an extra row and join as I go. So there's another, and this is a great one for me at the moment because I finished my blanket as well. I didn't bring it up because I think I showed it in the last episode, but I finished it and I'm working on the border. So I'm missing that nice, just, you know, when you can just do 1 or 2 squares. You can do it in the car, you can just take it anywhere you go really. And some evenings, by the time, you know, if I've been crocheting all day, I just don't feel like doing anything more than that come the evening. And then the last work in progress that I've brought up to show you is, I will show you the pattern first. I featured it on my Friday faves on Friday saves on Instagram last week. It's from the new issue of Inside Crochet. This is issue 113. It's got this gorgeous top on the cover from Frank and Olive. I think it's Frank and Olive. And I also really enjoyed reading this article by Matt Farsi, who is he Boy in Bunting? He was talking about perfectionism, and sometimes it's just better to do something rather than wait for it to be perfect. I'm not sure if the camera's focusing very well today. Anyway, the top that I wanted to make, and the one that I featured, was the Parma Violet Tea. This one's by Kath Weber. If you're on Instagram, you've probably seen this all over the place. Isn't it gorgeous? I mean, I love everything about this image. I love all the colours. I really, really love the simplicity of this top. So, however, I probably wouldn't wear purple. I don't mind purple, but it's not a colour that that I would wear that much, really. So I was looking for another colour to make it in. I didn't want to make it in cream or white, because I really want to make it as a top to go over my blouses, you know, almost as a vest top. So I sort of put off starting it, and then I was on Instagram, and a lady, actually a designer, had started to make one, and she'd done it in a lovely, almost like emerald green. I can't remember her name now, but she does a lot of design work for Inside Crochet and Simply Crochet, and she does really beautiful colour work. So I think I showed you one of her projects in the Simply Crochet magazine that had the snowman in. Just a minute, the camera's flashing. I'm going to start again. Okay, where I go. What was I saying? Yes, she had done a lovely Christmas ornament. It was a heart with a robin done in colour work. Her Instagram name is Maz Crochet. Maz Crochets? I don't know, I'll put it along here. Anyway, she was doing one in a lovely emerald green, and I thought, yes, I would wear that. That's what I want to make mine in. So I had a look around, and this was the closest colour I could find to what I wanted. This is just Rico Creative Cotton DK. So there we go. It's in shade 17, I think. It's a DK cotton, and it's fairly inexpensive. So I ordered the yarn, and then I went to start the pattern. I had to go down, I don't know what hook it says to use, but I think I had to go down a little bit to get gauge. It says a 4.5mm hook. I should imagine that's to get the drape on that DK yarn. So I'm not so worried about drape, because I want it to almost be like a waistcoat. They're not called waistcoats, are they? What are they called? Oh, I can't remember. But still not too bad, to be honest with you. So I'm using a 3.5mm, so I've gone down a hook size, and I was still slightly over on my gauge. So I'm making the size small, which I wouldn't normally. I would normally wear a medium. So this is what I've got so far, and again, this pattern is just so nice to work on, because it's just going backwards and forwards. So there we go. It doesn't look like much at the moment. It will probably need a bit of straightening out once I've finished. And that's as far as I've got. So I've nearly finished one ball. Beautiful. Now I did make a start on the pattern, and I got thrown slightly because there are a few little errors. Forgot to tell you, I think, to miss a stitch. Something like that. Anyway, and then on row 3 it says 3 treble at the beginning counts as 1 treble throughout. I think anyone that read that would probably realise that that meant 3 chain. But so I would say, if you're going to make this and you're struggling with row 1, I would make sure you read through row 3, because row 3 is correct. So, and it's the same as row 1, you're just not working into the chains. So that's what I did. I just went off of row 3 and I found it no problem at all. So there you go. That's a really gorgeous pattern, and I'm really looking forward to wearing this green. Look at that. And again, green is not a colour that I would normally wear, but I feel like this will be nice. I'm really excited to wear that. And because it's so simple, I'm able just to do a couple of rows, leave it. I don't need to refer back to the pattern. It's gorgeous. Really just enough there to keep you interested, but not so much that you can't do it without the pattern. So that's my type of crochet, really. So that is that. So that's it for works in progress. Like I said, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that I can't share at the moment, but hopefully I'll be able to tell you about that soon, because there's some really exciting things going on. Now I will just talk you through some new bits I've got, and I've got some really good bits as well. I haven't bought much in the way of yarn, but I did buy some of these. This is Lily Sugar and Cream. It's 100% cotton, made in Canada. What's this, from yarnspirations.com? Look at that. Can you, I don't know if it's washing it out, can you see all those lovely flecks of colour in there? It feels like quite sturdy cotton. I guess this is, does it say? Worsted weight. So I guess that's kind of a bit like an Aran weight, is it? Is it slightly more, slightly less than Aran? I'm always confused. So I've got those two, and then the other one that I bought just to try out, because I was thinking about doing another little project for my board, is this is called Moonbeam from Stylecraft. And what is it? It's 79% cotton, 21% viscose, and it's a DK weight yarn. But again, it's just got some detail in it. Is that going to focus? Can you just see? It's almost got thicker strips of fabric running through it. So I thought that would be really lovely in some projects. So I've got that to try out as well. And I think that's it on the yarn front. And then the new copy of the She Pierre's Yarn bookazine came out, and this one has got the theme reef. I love I just buy these every time they come out now, because I just know that I'm not going to be disappointed, and I just wish I had more time to make the projects, because I think I would make every single project in these books. There's a Hydra blanket by Mark Rosebloom. I really love to see more men doing crochet. I just absolutely adore that. So that's gorgeous. And his Instagram account is amazing as well. I've only recently discovered it. And then there's another. So this one is by Martin Up North, and I have followed Martin for a long time on Instagram, and he also takes the most beautiful pictures of nature and wildlife, and they're absolutely stunning. And this one's called the Seaweed Blanket. It's designed by a dad for dads and their little ones. I mean, but look at that. And his use of texture and colour is always just superb. Yeah, I love that. There's some really nice amigurumi in here, more blankets. And oh, this is the other one I really like. This Sea Urchin Cushions by Janila Verhoef. I think I'm saying that wrong. Look at those. Aren't they gorgeous? Yeah, sold. I definitely might try and make one of those because I feel like that wouldn't take too long, and I have just bulk ordered a load of round cushion pads. So I'm really pleased with that. And what else have I got up here? Oh, I managed to get one of Emily from Makey. She makes these lovely crochet hooks, and she does them with Fimo, I think. And I was on Instagram. I always miss her shop updates, and I'd seen these lovely peach animal print ones that she was making, and I was on Instagram one morning and she'd just done a shop update, so I just went straight over and grabbed one. They're lovely. I'm so happy that I've got one. I ordered a 5mm because I feel like that generally is my hook of choice. I like to work with Aran weight yarn, but I actually haven't had time to use it, so I'm not working with Aran at the moment, so I'm really, really happy about that. I'm not sure if Emily has stock in all the time or if she just does shop updates, but she's got an Instagram account, and she's also really, I really enjoy following her because she's always doing craft projects on her stories. Really, really, really creative. So I love that. And then the last thing I bought is a new project bag. And I ordered this about a month ago from a company called Bed of Roses. Catherine, her name is. And it came, I think she's based in Norway. I think, I might have to check that. It came so quickly. I found her account on Instagram and her photography is beautiful. And I just knew I had to go over and get one of her bags. So this is the one I picked. Oh, I love the fabric. It's got all sorts of animals in there. There's a zebra there. And there's this bird. This bird is upside down, look. I just love that. They are really well sewn. They've got a little leather thing on the zip there. There's a rose gold fob there. And it's kind of one of those, it's got a kind of square bottom there, look. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. So that was a bit of a treat. And then inside it's lined with this lovely neutral fabric, and her label is on the inside, which I really like for some reason. That's her little label, look. Bed of Roses. So beautiful. So I really love that. I'm going to put my socks in that. I've been saving it to show you. And here's a card. So it's Catherine Storehill, Maker, Dreamer and Wildflower. Beautiful. I'll put her Instagram and her Etsy store links. Anyway, while I was on the website, I thought I'm going to order one of her. She does beautiful stitch marker necklaces. They're gorgeous, and stitch markers, progress keepers. So I ordered one, and when it came, I thought I must show you the packaging. So I actually haven't opened it. I have been saving this. This has been here for about 3-4 weeks now, and I haven't opened it because I wanted to share this with you, and I thought I'll open it here and you can have a look. But look at the way this came packaged. This lovely feather, my name, and then this old poem from a book. It's all been stitched. Look at that. And it's in, I'm guessing this is Norwegian. I don't know. But you can just make out, I can just make out over here it says Christopher Robin. So it's a little poem, Christopher Robin. Isn't that divine? And it's been stitched all the way around shut, look. I absolutely love that. Anyway, I'm going to open this now. I'm going to try and open it so that I can save the packaging. Let me find some scissors a minute. Have a look. And then we can have a look at the stitch marker together. Are you impressed with my willpower? I'm not known for it. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, there's a little note there. Oh, she's so lovely. Anyway, oh, here they are. Ooh, I think I only ordered one. I wonder if she's put an extra one in. Anyway, look. See if I can show you this. Look at that. That's round the long way. Can you see that? It's gorgeous. It's a little toadstool with a little natural stone look. Absolutely stunning. Pretty sure I only ordered one, but this little one is in there as well, look. Oh, these are just right up my street. I can't tell you how beautiful they are. There we go. Look at that. Anyway, go and have a look at her website. She is absolutely lovely. And we were messaging on Instagram the other day, and look, even the so pretty. I'm going to pop those back in there for now. We were messaging the other day, and she has offered to donate a gift for a giveaway. So I'm so excited. It was so incredibly kind of her. So hopefully soon there will be a giveaway, a collaboration between myself and Catherine, and that will probably be over on Instagram, because I don't think she's on YouTube, so that will probably be an Instagram giveaway. So keep a lookout for that if you're over on Instagram. But just I really can't recommend her enough. So beautiful, beautiful things. And that's it, I think. So I'll just quickly talk you through the books I've been reading. I feel like, because it's been, you know, I used to podcast every fortnight, and now it's sort of 3-4 weeks, just because of everything I've got going on, that they just go on and on. So I hope you don't mind if they're a bit longer than usual. I always used to try and keep them under half an hour, but just can't seem to fit everything in. Anyway, I'll just talk you through some books I've read quickly. So if you are not interested in that, feel free to switch off, and I will see you next time. And if you are, I'll keep chatting away at you. So the first one I finished was Tangerine. This is by Christine Mangan. It says it's the girl on the train meets the talented Mr. Ripley under the Moroccan sun. I think I might have read you the blurb about this one. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the descriptions of Tangier. I felt like the main two female characters were slightly lacking. I didn't feel that much for either of them. That's the only thing. There just wasn't much there really in the way of characters. You never really got to understand why they were the way they were. So, but I really enjoyed it. I think it would be a really nice summer read. And if you liked The Talented Mr. Ripley, you would definitely love this, I think. Well, you might not love it, but you would enjoy it. So that was that one. The next one I read was an impulse buy from Tesco's. We were on a car journey, and I didn't have a book with me. So this is called Perfect 10, and it's by Jacqueline Ward. It's basically a revenge story. It's about a woman who, her husband has sort of spent their marriage, he's basically spent it gaslighting her. So he, you know, made her feel like she was crazy, like she was mad. He made people believe that she was insanely jealous, that she was paranoid, possessive. And in the end, he leaves her, and he gets custody of their 2 young children. So she's sort of living a life of despair. But she's managing to keep her, she's got a very good job, so she's managing to keep on her job. But one day his suitcases, he's obviously been away, his suitcases get returned to their old marital home. And she doesn't know where they're living. She hasn't had any contact with her children. And she finds, she returns them, but she keeps one back, which has got all his personal private information in. And he's got a black book in there where he writes about all the affairs he's had, and he's been grading women between 1 and 10. So she sort of uses this to start a revenge campaign against him. And it's really kind of focused online. So I guess it just goes to show the damage that you can do. I felt sorry for her, but I also felt like, I don't know, I just felt like she was just digging herself into a really big hole. But I kept reading because I really wanted to see the outcome. So, if you like a good revenge story, that might be one for you. It was a nice quick read. And then the last one that I finished that I really enjoyed is called The Familiars. And this is by Stacey Halls. This, I really love it. It's more of a historical fiction. So it's set in 17th century England during the Pendle witch trials, or just before. In this case, it's told from the view of a member of the upper class. So someone that really would not have been affected by the witch trials. She's desperate to get pregnant. She keeps losing babies, so it's really quite sad. And she's very young, she's 17, and it's based on a real person that lived in one of the grand houses. I don't know which one, I can't remember, but so it's set in Lancashire, Gawthorpe Hall, which is a real place. And she comes across a young girl in the woods one day, and who agrees to be her midwife. And she gets caught up in all these witch accusations. It's really interesting, the fine line that there was between wise women and midwifery and the women that were accused of witchcraft. So that subject fascinates me anyway. This was a really good book. Really, really good. Really enjoyed it. If you like historical fiction, you'll definitely love it. The female characters in there are really good. Yeah, just really love that. And then the last one, and this is one I'm reading now, is called The Witches of New York. This one is set in 1880 in Manhattan. This has got 3 really strong female leads. They are all women that are slightly on the edge of society for one reason or another, and they all have actual magical gifts, I suppose. One of them is a seer, one of them sees ghosts, and one of them was born a witch. And they've got a tea shop in the city. And they see women regularly for tea and help. Now I am 150 pages in, and not much has happened in the story. But the characters are so well developed. I already love them all. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Really depends what you like. I'm really enjoying the pace of this book though. So. But I don't have really a clue as to where it's going yet. So that's The Witches of New York, and that one's by Amy McKay. So there we go, there's 4. And then on TV, what have I been watching? Not much really. I watched, I did watch a new series on Netflix called, I think it's called Chambers, or The Chambers. And that's really interesting as well. It's got Uma Thurman in, and it's about a young girl that, I think she must be 16 or 17. She, one evening, she's with her boyfriend. She has, her heart stops. She has some sort of heart attack, and she needs a heart transplant. And the same night, another young girl is killed or dies in her bathtub, and she is given this girl's heart. Her heart is donated to this girl. And it's so interesting because the parents of the deceased girl know where her heart has gone, so they sort of meet up. They want to meet her and they want to, get to know her. And sort of all the while, Uma Thurman is just brilliant. Her grief is so incredibly raw. Just a minute, the camera's flashing in. I'm on fire today. What was I saying? Yes, Uma Thurman. She plays the mum of the deceased girl. Her grief is so raw. Anyway, they must be part of some sort of religion that to heal, they have to get rid of all her things and burn her things, and it seems like they're part of some sort of healing faith, and Uma Thurman's not quite there with it, but the husband very much is. Anyway, they're a very wealthy family, and they agreed to give their daughter's scholarship to the other girl that's got their daughter's heart. During this time, this girl starts having visions that don't belong to her. She starts having memories that don't belong to her, and she finds sometimes her body acts in a way, like suddenly she finds she can use her left hand. And as you get further into the story, it just gets really sort of creepy, and she feels like the dead girl's obviously trying to tell her something about her death and what's going on. It's just absolutely amazing. So I really enjoyed that. The first episode was a little bit slow, but once you're in, you're sort of hooked. I think that's probably about it for today, because I've had to restart the camera twice, so I've been chatting a long time. So yes, I hope you're all well. I hope you've had time for some crochet, and I will be back in a few weeks with some updates. So I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye. Thank you.